This two-day course provides an introduction to architectural analysis. It focuses on two complementary architectural approaches: the PQR method, developed by Volkswagen, which applies design thinking through the lens of quality and risk, and the Solution Architecture Review method, or SARM, which applies architectural trade-off analysis, viewed from quality and stakeholder perspectives. This mind map shows you the wide range of topics that are covered over the 2 days. These include architectural descriptions, perspectives and viewpoints, architecturally significant requirements, functional and non-functional requirements, decision records, stakeholder analysis, business capabilities, quality models and quality characteristics, trade-off analysis, risk and risk models, design thinking, value propositions, and cost-benefit analysis. The result is a course that encourages all participants to develop their sense of architectural thinking. You can see here a typical schedule for the 2-day course, which of course can be varied to suit the particular needs of the participants and their environment. Note that about 45% of the time is devoted to the group or smaller breakout groups working on exercises, putting into practice what has been taught so far. The exercises all relate to a single service design challenge that the participants follow throughout the course. You might have expected the course to use a business system case study, but there are a number of advantages to using service design to practice architectural thinking. Firstly, it avoids any dependence on technical knowledge. All participants can learn about the methods without being drawn into discussions about technology. This also puts all participants on an equal footing. At the Bank of England, the course has been run with a mixture of enterprise, solution, infrastructure and data architects, alongside business analysts and senior software engineers and designers, all of whom could benefit from a greater understanding of architectural thinking. It also underlines the fact that services also have architecture. These methods can be applied to service designs, and IT professionals should always be thinking about the wider service context in which business systems are used. I'm not going to try and show you every part of the course, but let's take a look at the output from some of those exercises. These outputs have been taken from a recent course run for staff at the Bank of England. Up to 15 participants take part, and for some of the exercises they are split into 3 groups who will each develop a service concept and refine it using the PQR design thinking approach. These concepts are then compared in a trade-off analysis against an evaluation context that the participants developed together at the beginning of the course, thus experiencing the application of SARM to the fruits of their design thinking. An early whiteboard exercise is a stakeholder analysis for their service challenge. This shows a commonly used power interest grid, but the course also covers other stakeholder mapping approaches. Another group exercise defines a small set of architecturally significant requirements for that service challenge, which relates to a service to be created by students needing to finance their living expenses for the summer vacation. Done initially on a whiteboard, then mapped to the spreadsheet tool, the group first identify requirements, then classify them according to an industry standard quality model, then consider the impact on the project if the solution cannot satisfactorily address the requirements. Stakeholder interest in each requirement is agreed. This dashboard may not seem necessary for a very simple example, but when there may be up to 100 architecturally significant requirements, it helps everyone see the wood for the trees. It shows which quality characteristics are considered by the team to be the most important, and the level of interest each stakeholder has in each quality characteristic. The ranking on the right tells you that in this case, we are looking at a service which primarily exists for the benefit of the students and their parents. Customers in this case are not a high priority. Here's the first of 4 design thinking posters that are completed by each of the 3 competing teams. The product card pulls together the service concept. The second poster forces the team to consider what aspects of their service they can or can't control, and consider how their design could be improved to bring these more under their control. These are the lift actions shown either side of the pyramid. The pre-mortem poster requires the team to think about what could go wrong in their project. And these are then mapped to the product quality risk poster, which requires the team to expand the risks, considering different levels of threat, and develop mitigations that can be incorporated into the service design and managed as part of the implementation effort. Now we come to the evaluation workshop, which considers how well each solution option satisfies the requirements. Prior to this, the three teams have described their service concepts to each other and are usually subjected to a severe grilling by their competitors. The result is a trade-off analysis that reveals how each solution option presents a different trade-off among the quality characteristics and in terms of satisfying the desires of the different stakeholders. The numbers here are risk, so a higher number and a stronger shade of red represents a higher level of risk. Take a closer look at the three service designs that are being evaluated here, shown in the three coloured columns. Whilst the Pedimate service proposition in the middle looks like a less attractive offering, Lovely Bubbly and Encounters of the Intellectual Kind both look similarly attractive, but represent very different trade-offs in terms of satisfying the conflicting requirements. Lovely Bubbly has weaknesses in the quality characteristics of security, maintainability, and compatibility, but is strong in efficiency, reliability, and portability. Encounters of the Intellectual Kind has almost the opposite trade-off: strong in security, maintainability, and functional suitability, but weak in efficiency, reliability, and portability. As a result, the two solutions appeal to different stakeholder groups, with Lovely Bubbly being favoured by the supply side, the students, parents, and suppliers, and Encounters of the Intellectual Kind appealing more to customers and the local community. This trade-off analysis will not tell the project team which solution to choose. Decision accountability must remain with the people responsible for the project, but it gives the team insights needed to make a good decision. Which risks can be accepted, which can be easily mitigated, and which are likely to be real problems for the project. A cost-benefit analysis can complement the architecture analysis, providing financial as well as architectural insights into competing solutions. Although not included in the exercise, the cost-benefit analysis features of SAM are covered in the course. We can only cover a very simple example in a two-day course, so participants also spend time in groups exploring a much more complex, realistic business system example. This one has more than 60 architecturally significant requirements, resulting in a much richer trade-off analysis, and it also includes a detailed cost-benefit analysis. Participants explore the complexity inherent in a substantial business system and are encouraged to find and articulate the stories that lie behind the dry numbers in the tool. Storytelling is a key architectural skill, and architects have to learn to be able to pick out the key elements of underlying stories and remove unnecessary detail. No one course can turn people into experienced architects, but this course can give participants an insight into architectural thinking and encourage them to start applying it every time they have to make or participate in a decision. It uses design thinking, architecture analysis, and evaluation as a vehicle to encourage the mix of curiosity, abstraction, and detail that are key ingredients for a good architect. It is a great first step towards a career in architecture and gives a team a shared set of methods that are the solid foundations of a strong architecture practice.